What are priorities? At Weekydo, these are your specific challenges which take absolute priority. Most of the time, these are projects that you divide into several different tasks. For this reason, you should choose your challenges as priorities, consisting of numerous individual steps or tasks. You enter the priorities and the corresponding tasks into so-called widgets, which are the white, rounded fields. First come the large widgets. This is where you enter your priorities or projects. Some priorities in the weekly plan are short-term. Others may last for several weeks or even months. In these cases, of course, you only update the individual tasks that belong to each priority. Here are a few examples of priorities: attracting new clients, building a team, completing a specific project XY, planting a garden. For each of these examples, numerous smaller steps lead you to the result, that is, to success. However, you should not set more than a maximum of 3 priorities per week. Otherwise, you may get bogged down. This is crucial and at the heart of the philosophy of Weekydo. What is your current first priority? Once you've decided that, you enter it into the menu item Edit Title. Let's take Win over new customers as an example. Once this is done, you can list the tasks that are necessary for the implementation of the priority. To do this, click on Add Activity at the bottom of the widget. At Enter Activity, you now write your first task in the light blue field. In our example, it is Present New Customer Concept. Then click on Save. The first task is now entered. Now you can enter the various activities one by one. And don't worry, if you think of another important task later, you can add it in at any time. As you can see, we have now entered several tasks. The most important activities, that is, all those that carry the highest value for the implementation of your priority, are now marked as value tasks. The background now appears yellow, so that you can always see at a glance which of your tasks are particularly important, helping you to get as much done as possible. If something is particularly important, you can mark the respective task as an urgent task. The background then turns orange, and you can immediately see what you need to attend to right away. Sometimes you will delegate certain tasks. You can easily mark this. Just click on Delegate. Then a blue bar appears on the right side of the field. It is best to write the name of the person to whom you are delegating the task, so you can always instantly see who is responsible for what and with whom you need to discuss each task. If you click on Due Date, the deadline is also noted in the field, both the day and the time. This helps you to easily keep track of things. Every task with a blue clock symbol has a date stored inside of it. Let's take a look at the next label, the color label. Here you can assign colors to certain tasks to help you find your way around. To make it even easier, you can also assign terms, names, or other words to the colors. To the left of the task, you can see the color and immediately know which kind of task it is. In your daily work, you can select these tasks at a later stage using the Weekydo filter. You probably also have to deal with regular tasks. Of course, having to re-enter them over and over again would be completely inefficient. Instead, simply click on Recurring. Then you can set the repetition intervals and the task termination. If you mark the task as done in the current week, it will be visible in this widget again after the review in the next week. Of course, not all tasks are always set in stone. If your schedule changes, simply click on Schedule Next Weeks, and you can shift any task over to the next week or weeks. It will then no longer be visible for the current week. By the way, There will be more information about this in the review section soon. If you want to copy the text of a task, simply click on Copy Text. It is then on the clipboard, and you can simply paste it somewhere else, for example, into an email. Using the duplicate function, you can duplicate tasks and then edit them within the widget, which saves you a lot of time. And then, of course, there is the delete button, with which you can remove tasks from the widget for good. But overall, completed tasks are the best. When you move the mouse over a certain task, a small circle appears. As soon as you click on that, the task disappears from your to-do list as done. But don't worry, completed tasks will still remain visible. You can find them at the bottom of the widget and can reactivate them with a click. And if you want to change the order of your tasks, simply move them by drag and drop. You have now collected the most important tasks for your first priority. Under the menu item Options, at the top right, you can see all the information at a glance. In this menu item, you will find completed tasks under Completed Tasks and the tasks for the upcoming weeks in Plan Next Weeks. By the way, you can also delete the entire widget here. In Plan Next Weeks, you will find all the tasks that are to be completed over the following weeks. In our case, there are 3 planned. If you move the mouse over a task, you can click on the round arrow to the left of the text and update the task for the current week's schedule. If this is confusing for you now, please have a look at the chapter, The Weekly Schedule Principle. Once you are done, just click on Close. Congratulations, you have successfully mastered the first steps, created your first priority, including all required tasks, and can now work on it professionally. The next steps will now build logically upon the previous ones. The best thing to do now is to fill up all the big widgets as it suits you. Just start with your second and third priority. More than 3 at a time is counterproductive and only prevents you from working effectively. That's why Weekydo only has 3 big widgets for your priorities.